Common mistakes when winning back your ex. Breaking up messes with a lot of people's heads. They can do illogical and irrational things they think will get their ex back in their lives. The mistakes they make can damage their chances to get their ex back rather than improving them, while at the time, it seems like it would be the thing you should be doing. I'm going to help you out by telling you some of these common mistakes to avoid that people do when winning their ex back. A common mistake people make just after a breakup is by calling and texting their ex too much after a breakup. You want to talk to them as much as possible after the breakup and think that the best way to do it is to keep calling them and leaving text messages until they return your calls. While this seems like a good idea at the time, it will actually just make you look needy and that you're clinging to them. This mistake leads right into another mistake people commonly make, in that they will sit at home by their phones waiting for their ex to return their calls. If your ex was feeling hounded by you before from excessive text messages and phone calls, they're probably not going to return any of your calls to begin with. This also makes you look desperate and will hinder you from being able to move on from the relationship. A mistake that can perhaps have the most damaging effect is going to your ex's house. This most often happens when you have already called your ex like crazy, then sat at home waiting for the calls to be returned, and after you got no result from that, you decided to give them a visit to work things out. This can cause all kinds of damage to a relationship that may have been reparable if simply given the time. Your ex will probably not be ready to talk to you and may shut you out. The solution. The most disappointing thing of all this is how simple the solution is. A period of time where there is to be no contact with your ex is always recommended after a breakup. This time is usually about 1 month for the both of you to work things out. All of these mistakes could have been avoided by giving your ex space. It's very hard to do that right after breaking up, but after a month you'll be thinking clearer and more rationally and can make real steps to rebuilding what you and your ex had back. It's not over if you've made one or all of these mistakes, just know you have, and back off so the normal time of healing can begin before you pursue your ex again. Keep your head up, this is just the beginning of winning back your ex. Want a step-by-step plan to get your ex back? The Magic of Making Up is the book that helped me finally find the answers I was looking for. This book is written for anyone that wants to get their ex back. Either a guy trying to get his ex-girlfriend back, or a girl trying to get her ex-boyfriend back. It gave me a 30-day step-by-step plan to follow. At first it was easy to follow and it made perfect sense. As time went on it got a little bit harder. I found myself doubting some of the strategies in this book. I thought for sure some of the strategies would drive my ex farther away. But I stuck to the plan. And guess what? I got my ex back within 2 months. And even after I got my ex back, this book still had lots of great advice for slowly easing back into my relationship so my ex will never leave me again. We've been together ever since and now life is great. If you want to learn more about the magic of making up, click on the link to the right, or go to www.getexgirlback.com/1.